I want to welcome everyone to the Retro Rogues Live. This is our warning that the Retro Rogues Live show is intended for an adult audience and not intended for children under the age of 13. Parental discretion is advised. So anybody who is familiar with the show or has seen it in the past will probably be wondering why I, Eric Alexander, also known as Bass God 14, and that's Bass God 14, not Bass God 14. That's Bass God, like a bass guitar. And the reason that I am on here by myself today is because we had some technical issues. We always knew we were going to have technical issues today. Anybody, again, who's familiar with the show will notice I've got a different background behind me. That's because I'm in a hotel room currently in Huntington Beach for a film shoot. I'm actually out here with Bad Bob Productions. That is my film company there, Bad Bob. And we were out here on a film shoot right now, actually, which we just completed the scenes that we had to do today. We also were filming yesterday. But I'm still out here in California, and I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi so that I can get out to you. The original plan actually was for Dave to be coming on here and kind of running the show. We're going to have a special guest for our Retro Retrospective of Terminator 2. Unfortunately, that did not happen because Dave is having technical issues of his own at his basically at Retro Rogue Studio North, as we like to call it, which is his studio up there in Prescott. So unfortunately, we're not doing a show today, but I did want to just hop on just to make sure nobody was waiting for us, in the chat or something like that, wondering what was going on. And at least that way also there's a video to say, hey, to people, oh, that's what happened to the show. The show got postponed. Dave wasn't able to come. Again, if there is anybody out there in the chat, I also thought maybe I would just come and say hi and see if there was anything that you wanted to discuss real quickly or anything like that. I do see that Hollywood Jackson is in the house. Thanks, Hollywood Jackson, for checking us out and always supporting us. We really appreciate that. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that people were aware of what was going on because the technical difficulties literally happened, within like 20 minutes of when the show was supposed to start. And again, Dave was actually supposed to be the one setting everything up today, which normally I'm the one that sets up everything as far as the StreamYard and all that kind of stuff. And this time Dave was supposed to do it. And I was actually going to just use my phone just so I can interact with him and our guest host. But that didn't happen. So I'm actually using my laptop and I'm using the Wi-Fi here just to talk to you folks right now. But again, the show has been postponed. That we're talking about the review of Terminator 2. That show has been postponed until next week due to technical difficulties. But Dave is not able to access the internet right now. We do apologize to our guest host. Hopefully he will be able to come on Sunday. But our next show actually will be on Thursday, and that will be a Collector's Corner segment, or Connector's Corner focus, I should say, because we still do pop culture news. We still do streaming wars news as it comes. I'm a little bit out of the loop right now. Otherwise, I might try to discuss some news. And yes, Hollywood Jackson, I understand. That's the way that I'm kind of feeling right now. But we knew we were always going to have difficulties because I am out of town right now, because I am in California at the moment. But we were hoping that it was going to work, especially with the guest host, because the idea was even if I couldn't get online, which that was what we anticipated. Like we were kind of planning on the fact that I would not be able to get on, and that it would be sort of like a happy accident if I did to kind of add to the show. And that's actually why we were going to have a guest host as well and everything like that. But we will be having our next show will be on Thursday. That's always a Collector's Corner focus on Thursdays. Of course, we will also cover pop culture news and streaming wars as it comes. The Sunday show has a slightly different format in that we we basically review television shows, movies, usually from a sort of retro perspective, something that's a little bit older that we've enjoyed and we want to recommend. Sometimes it's just one of us that recommends it, and the other one is actually discovering it for the first time. But the next topic we will be doing is Terminator 2, and that's what was scheduled for today. So once again, I do apologize to anybody that was wanting to check this out or was looking forward to it. We will, like I said, we will come back next week, and we will do that Terminator 2 review. But in a way, I think it'll be better because I for one, will be better prepared because I've been busy this weekend with my film projects. So unfortunately, it kind of would have been a little bit ad hoc anyway, although that was the reason that we were going to have a guest host as well to sort of carry the load, especially if I couldn't even come on at all. And so it wouldn't have just been Dave by himself. So once again, I do apologize for the technical problems. So again, we will be having the Terminator 2 retrospective next Sunday. And again, on Thursday, we will be doing our Collector's Corner focus. At this point, I don't know exactly what it is that we're going to be specifically talking about. But of course, generally, we talk about comic books, we talk about trading cards, and toys. We talk about toys as well. In the future, I would actually like to be talking about maybe some video game stuff as well from a collector's perspective. Video games, because I know video games also are graded and all sorts of things, and people do collect them, and they go for sometimes like insane amounts of money. And I myself actually do own a couple limited run games, which those are like instant collectibles, because as the name implied, they are limited run, and they're usually like physical copies of games that are primarily meant to be digital. All right, well, I'm not seeing anything else really in the chat, so I guess I'll go ahead and sign off. Again, sorry about the show having to be postponed. This just happens sometimes, and of course, it is very stressful. I know for myself, I would be really stressed out if I was home and I couldn't get on the internet because, hey, I pay for that, right? So here, it would have been like, hotels, phones, things happen. Sometimes you don't have good reception. But I'd be pretty stressed out right now. So hopefully everything will work out for Dave, because he does need his internet access for work and things like that as well. So everybody put out some good feelings for him, and hopefully again we'll be running again on Thursday, and the Terminator 2 episode will be back, for Sunday. Jackson says, "See you Thursday. If you like video games, check out Metal Jesus." Hollywood Jackson, I have actually met Metal Jesus a couple times at Game On Expo in Phoenix. That's the big gaming convention in the Phoenix metro area. Unfortunately, it's been postponed, but I did meet him a couple times at that event, and I thought he was a really nice guy. And I do check out his videos. To this day, I do check out quite a few of his videos. And of course, Metal Jesus has got an entire crew of people that he talks to. So I did see the number go up on the chat, on the viewership. So just to reiterate, we are having to postpone the Terminator 2 episode. Dave is having technical problems, so our co-host also was not able to come on. So unfortunately, we are postponing the Terminator 2 episode, but we will be going ahead and having our regular Collector's Corner focused episode on Thursday. That's the plan. And then Sunday, we will be going ahead and doing Terminator 2. So please come back here, to this channel, whichever one that you're looking at, whether it's the YouTube, the Twitch, the Twitter, or the Facebook, whichever platform that you enjoy. We're on all of them. We always do multi-streams for our show. So please come and check us out. And please remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We do have content on all these platforms from the past, where you can check out past episodes. So if you need that little bit of Retro Rogues Live jive, if you will, you can always go and check out a past episode or check out one of the clips on YouTube. So, and James is in the house. Appreciate you saying hi, James. And he says, "See you then." I really appreciate that, James. I appreciate you saying hi. And that's the reason I decided I'd at least just pop in, is because I know people might be anticipating the show. And I want to make sure that I keep that relationship with you folks, that we're there, what's going on, what's happened, because I want to, we want to cultivate that sort of feeling that, that you're part of this. That's why we call you the Rogues Gallery. It's like, we're the Retro Rogues, Dave and I, and you guys are the Rogues Gallery, and it's all supposed to be something that's like, feeds off of each other. So I just want to make sure that, we keep that going as much as possible. Oh yeah, James, that's always an alternative, I guess, where you can watch Picard. Yeah, that's for those that don't know, that's something that I would not recommend. But we do have lots and lots of reviews of Picard. So again, if you need your Retro Rogues Live fix, you can definitely go to our YouTube channel, And we have a lot of reviews of Picard. I actually have a watch list specifically for Star Trek on the YouTube. But a lot of that stuff is also, I think, archived and available on the other platforms such as Facebook and even Twitter. I know that with Twitch, they go away. I think they go away after 2 weeks or something like that. So none of that stuff would be available on Twitch, although I don't even know if we had a Twitch back then. Can't remember. But we did review a lot of Picard, and those episodes are available. And quite frankly, those are some of our, we had some pretty well-viewed episodes when we were reviewing Picard. Spoiler alert, we really didn't like it. But we reviewed every single episode of Picard. That is part of our archive. We reviewed every single episode of Picard. And boy, oh boy, that was hard. That was really, really difficult for me. All right. And again, I just wanted to check in. So just everybody knows, we'll be back on Thursday, actually. That will be the Collector's Corner focus show. And then we'll be back on Sunday with the retro review, and we will go ahead and still do Terminator 2. We did want to make sure that we reviewed that. It's kind of funny that we almost forgot that we had reviewed Terminator. And if you also want that sort of retro rogues fix, you can look that video up as well. We did actually review Terminator on the Retro Rogues Live, the original one, already. So I would recommend that to folks as well if you're just kind of bored and you want to watch something and you wanted to watch a Terminator review. Well, we already did one. We did one for the original Terminator. So, and James says, I told you it was all Q's fault. Indeed. And Hollywood Jackson has the same reaction as me, which is laugh out loud. Incidentally, I've heard rumors that I guess Q is supposed to be on the next season of Picard. I actually try my best not to listen or even watch any Picard news because I'm just so, angry about it, just so disappointed by Picard. But I hear it anyway, just being on Twitter and stuff like that. This stuff, just shows up on your feed. I actually do post a lot of Star Trek stuff. I still occasionally post on the hashtag All Star Trek, which is a hashtag that people use that watch the big block of Star Trek shows on H&I, History and Icons, which is a digital sub-channel. And people will actually, who don't even get the channel, they'll find out the lineup, and then they'll watch it with the other people that are watching it over the antenna like me. Although most of them are based on the East Coast, so I generally am way behind them, in my episodes and everything like that. And it doesn't seem like the West Coast it's ever really caught on for some reason. It's always like that East Coast time zone. So it never seems like the West Coast part has ever really gotten a good following. So I sometimes post on there and I say that I'm from DS00 because a lot of the people will kind of act like they're on a ship. In fact, there's the majority of people actually, they have specific jobs and things like that on the ship, the fictional ship for all Star Trek. And I say I'm from DS00 because I'm over here on the West Coast, which is like in the middle of nowhere compared to all these other people. So, hey, it looks like my partner's in the house, Robert McVeigh. Says big dog. Robert's actually the big dog. He's the one that was actually just filming on location. We had to be kind of incognito, I think is the appropriate phrase for our shoot that we're just wrapping up now here in California. And so we had to keep the crew small and light. And my partner, Robert, he was out there doing BTS for the shoot, which my understanding is they just wrapped just a little while ago. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about Staycation for sure from me as we get more and more scenes shot. In fact, I know the director, Russ Emanuel, is shooting additional scenes in June. And then hopefully, pretty soon we'll get at least some version of this film. And I'm definitely going to be trying to keep folks aware of that about Staycation because this project has really been going well. And this weekend, I think, went really, really well. So I'm glad to hear that Robbie says we're coming home, which isn't really home. He's coming back to the hotel. So, I guess that's home for right now, right? At least until tomorrow when we have to get back to Arizona. And then James says warp speed to ED2. James, I don't know what that's referencing. Warp speed to ED2. I have to think about that because I'm not sure what that means. So I think I missed what you said, Hollywood Jackson, about how I might enjoy Picard's version of Let It Snow. I don't know. I don't know if I would. I really don't. Is that the Make It So? I've heard of that. In fact, funny story about that, about if that's what we're referring to, Make It So. I know that Weird Al Yankovic actually wanted to make a parody of no, not Let It Snow. I'm thinking of something else. I was thinking of Let It Go. I'm sorry. So Let It Snow. So I'm completely on a different tangent then. I was thinking of the Frozen song Let It Go, which I know that somebody did a parody of that song and called it Make It So. And Weird Al had wanted to make a parody but found out somebody else did it first and then he couldn't do it anymore. But I didn't know Picard did a version of Let It Snow. So I don't know. I have no idea. Yes, there we go. Okay, thanks, James. Eastern Daylight Time. So warp speed to Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. That on the hashtag All Star Trek, they're basically all East Coasters, or they basically will watch online or something like that. Like they'll go to Netflix, they'll just know the lineup of the shows, and they'll just watch it along with those folks, which I refuse to do. You know, I have my antenna and I watch when it comes on in my time zone, and then I comment. You know, and of course nobody says anything to me because I'm way behind everybody else. So, but it's still fun. It's still fun. There's a good community over there for hashtag All Star Trek, and I recently noticed actually H&I think for the first time in gosh, like years, it feels like a year. They actually acknowledged the hashtag All Star Trek people and were actually showing highlights. They were actually doing like highlight tweets from hashtag All Star Trek on the official H&I website, which they haven't done for a long time. In fact, I don't know. I think for a while they even stopped using it, like they stopped promoting it. But I think now in their advertising, they're starting to use the, hey, you know, join the conversation, you know, hashtag All Star Trek. And it's a fun block. I mean, because you're basically going from the original series. This is 6 nights a week. You're going from the original series all the way to Enterprise. And you can come in and out anytime you want, and people are talking about it. But again, it is on mostly the eastern side of the United States, Eastern Daylight Time, as you mentioned. Unless it's me at DS00, and then I'm just sitting there all alone at my one-man space station, you know, on the ass end of space, basically. That's kind of my idea there. So, Rob, I have no idea what you're talking about there with your sex wax. I have no idea what you're even talking about there, Robert. I just hope that you're safe and you're gonna get down here soon so we can go to lunch, man. That's what I'm waiting for here, or whatever. So. All right, I think that's about it. I think I've babbled long enough. Again, I will just make the announcement one more time. We apologize for not being able to do the show today. Dave was having technical problems. He's not able to get on the internet. I was actually kind of planning not to even be on today because I am in California. It was going to be like a happy accident if I came on. But I did think it was important to at least put some sort of a placeholder out here and let people know what happened, and that the show will be back on Thursday with the Collector's Corner emphasis, and we'll be back on next Sunday, a week from today, with that Terminator 2 episode. And again, remember, we have reviewed the original Terminator, so check that out on YouTube. You can find that. You might be able to find it on Facebook too. I don't know how far Facebook archives our videos, but I know on YouTube it's basically forever. So if you look that up, you could actually find our review of the Terminator if you haven't seen it before. And you still get your Terminator fix and your Retro Road fix at the same time. So, and James says, beyond the abysmal plane. And I think I'll go ahead and leave James there with the last word. Thanks, everybody. And I do appreciate people commenting. I really do. Thanks a lot.